Hello everyone, LJ here from KBX Band, and I'm here to do Random Rusty's Q&A tag. I was tagged by Manic Mama Musings, my wifey, so go ahead and check out Manic Mama's channel, and then come back here to watch more of my nonsense. Currently I'm doing an audiobook read of this book I wrote called Torment, but we'll get to that another time. You want to know stuff about me, don't you? That's what this is about. So let's do it, shall we? Oh, and also Sasha's in here, so if you hear sniffing sounds or anything, it's because this pooch is in here. Say hi, Sasha. Say hi. Say hi to the camera right there. See it? Isn't she darling? Isn't she darling? All right, that's enough of that. So, I haven't edited this these questions to suit me, so it's just come out the way it's written. All right. So, 1. Besides yarn, is there anything else you collect? I don't collect yarn, but I have gathered quite a bit from my wifey. So she has quite the astute collection of yarn, while I go around collecting stuff like guitars. I collect action figures based on movies and games I like. I collect video games, tons and tons of video games. My old Nintendo collection is well over 120. So yeah, I like old stuff, and I like experiencing the old again. I also like collecting dust. No. Actually, I like collecting records of bands I like. So, like Metallica, I have all their albums. Eminem, all his albums, stuff like that. It's just kind of a way of me just gathering things that I enjoy all in one place in case I ever want to just look at it and be like, yeah. You've probably seen my CD collection for Insane Clown Posse. I got almost all of them. Anyway, it's not important. Number 2, what's your most prized possession? Well, that would definitely have to be this guitar that Neva got me for one of my birthdays. And I know it's a thing, of course it's a guitar, but hear me out. You've probably seen this before. Alright, here it is right here. This is an Ibanez GRX70QA. I saw it, fell in love with it, told her I wanted it, she got it for me, and it's been my favorite ever since. Just look at it, it's pretty. And I named it after her too, I called it Neva Ray. So, this is my favorite guitar ever, and it's the one she got me. So, yeah. I also have a guitar that belonged to my dad. It's that old carving guitar, but I've got that pretty much put away so that nothing can happen to it. It's the last thing I have of his that meant anything to me. So, yeah, that's something that I have. 2 prized possessions, they're both guitars. There are others, but these are the most important. Let me put this back real quick, sorry. Regular viewers of my channel will know that that guitar actually was also used to record my Dreamcatcher album front to back. None of my other guitars were used in the production, so something to point out. Number 3, name a book or movie that is important to you. Important to me? Let's see. RoboCop is one of the first movies that I saw with my dad, and it's my favorite movie ever. But a movie that holds special significance for me, that I enjoy watching, I've watched a lot of them with Neva, and I think It, honestly. Like, I'm not a big fan of It, but me and her, like, that was one of the earliest movies we watched, and it's kind of been one of them things that, like, we're like, want to watch It? It reminds us when we used to hang out, I guess. There are other movies. She got me into watching P.S. I Love You and The Notebook, and I actually really like those movies, so those are pretty good. As for a book, I think Dracula. I know that sounds weird too, but hear me out. When we first met, we started collecting books, and the very first book we bought together, well, not the first book, but one of the books we bought was Bram Stoker's Dracula. And she's read it on her channel, which you should go check out. And maybe one day I'll read it, so we'll see. It's just one of them things that kind of like, it's old school and it brings us together, and it's also classical, so there you go. And how many languages can you say thank you? Okay, let's see here. English, thank you. Spanish, gracias. Japanese, arigato. German, dankeschön. Italian, grazie. That's it. However many that was. Oh, and also French, merci. So 6, I think. What's the most interesting place you've visited? I have to say it was Colorado. No specific location, just Colorado was awesome. Seeing this world open up to mountains and forests and streams and icy hills and slopes was really freaking cool. And if you have not went on a road trip to a state you've never been to before, completely blind, then you need to try it out. It's interesting, and that trip was awesome too. So, yeah, hell yeah. Are you a morning bird, or a night owl? I am definitely nocturnal, as you probably know if you've heard me talking about how I work graveyards at the evil corporation bent on world domination that signs my checks. So yeah, I am definitely a night owl. I hate mornings. I actually hate waking up. But then once I get going and I start getting into stuff that I want to do, like chores or projects, then yeah, I tend to get a little bit into them, and nothing can really pull me out except for having to go to the bathroom or getting hungry. Neva's had to call me in to eat several times. Tell us about your animal family. Okay, so we've got Monroe. We've got Ziggy. Ziggy is like a hound or something. I'm not sure. She has some Great Dane in her probably because she has massive paws and a massive head. Monroe is like a German Shepherd mix. German Shepherd and I don't know what else. Baby is, you've probably seen her. She's this little Pugawini, and Neva's talked about her. And then we've got Sasha, who is an Airedale Terrier. I want to say she's just Terrier mix because she's short, but she's also super hyper, but her breed is hyper. Excuse me. Then the first cat we have Lucy, who was literally snatched out of a tree by Neva. Great story. Then we've got Kiyoshi, who was brought to our porch by these girls who lived in the neighborhood who didn't want to see him get eaten by a dog. So we adopted him, and the twins named him. Then we have Hagrid, who Neva wanted a black cat, so we found somebody who had black cats, and he was just a Kitan, a little fluffy Kitan. So we went ahead and brought him home, and he's still with us. Today is his birthday, actually. He turns a whole 1 year old. So go ahead and comment, happy birthday, Hagrid, so I'll know that you watched this far into the video. I'm just kidding, by the way. Oh, and we also have a tarantula called Hades. This one's lived for 2 years so far, and it's molted about 3 times, so I guess it's a mature female. But anyways, I thought it was kind of interesting, too, because I've never owned a pet tarantula. Well, I've owned pet tarantulas, but they've all died, and we're not going to go into the lizards because I guess my lizardly parenting skills that have failed. Anyway, what show or movie you love to rewatch? So shows, I love watching Midsummer Murders because Neva watches Midsummer Murders. But like also, if I'm going to sleep and she has that show on, like I just love the show. But also it makes me nostalgic for just being next to her. And then movies, RoboCop, it's my favorite movie ever. But also, I do like watching stuff that does not have explosions or stuff in it. We like watching Sons of Anarchy a lot. And that show is actually pretty good, too. Let's see here. How do you recharge? Well, I have to say that the way to do that is just to turn everything off and just go to sleep. You know, I also love playing guitar. Guitar is a perfect way for me to just reset everything and just have some fun. Even though it is a little bit of work, you know, your fingers get calluses and you get tired, and sometimes you just get exhausted playing the same thing over and over, but it's something that, like, with repetition, with anything that requires repetition, it gets old after a while, but then you go into it with, you know, a fresh mind and fresh body, and you're just, it's good. It's like my happy place, you know. I also like to just sit there or lay there in bed or whatever and just play Switch. Yeah, Nintendo up in this. Yeah. What's your favorite way to travel? I like taking a vehicle. Like, I like taking a car. I've never flown in a plane. Neo will never fly in a plane. I want to go on a cruise ship, but I'm scared of the water. I've watched many documentaries and true crime things about the sea and scuba diving being dangerous, and I just don't want to die in the sea. I would prefer to just have it over, you know. So that's why I'm not afraid of cars. Or actually, I like buses too, which is weird because I hate people. Did you have a nickname? Yes. Did you know that LJ is a nickname? LJ. Yes. My real name is Lorenzo Jose. It was also my favorite rap name, or my first rap name, LJ. And then I went by the names Lowdown, which is another rap name, and then KBX is the name of my band, but nobody calls me that. But I'm not that you can't or anything. But yeah, LJ is my nickname. It might as well just be my real name because I make everybody call me that. Usually at knife point. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I am an introverted extrovert. Or would it be an extroverted introvert? Basically, I don't like being around people, but if I have to, I can do well. So I guess I'd be an extroverted introvert. Neva's the same way, really. Like, we really do not just like going anywhere and hanging out with people. If we see somebody in Walmart that we don't really want to talk to, we'll avoid them. And it's not out of being disrespectful. It's more along the lines of wanting to respect people. But we're more worried about our own personal bubble, you know? And sometimes you just want to get in and out of a place and not sit there and just talk to somebody, especially if it's hot and you're tired and you've been doing stuff all day or you've got more stuff to look forward to. And, you know, so yeah, I'm an extroverted introvert. And yes, that is a thing. What was your first official job? Now, when I started working at Walmart, sorry, the evil corporation bent on world domination, we'll just say Umbrella. When I first started working at Umbrella, I was a cart pusher. And so, like, yeah, I went out in the sun and pushed baskets all day. And I remember the very first day, I got a sunburn on both of my forearms, super bad. Like, the skin was peeling and blistering and everything. And I remember I was telling my mom, I was like, I'm not going back. I'm quitting. After my first day of work, y'all. First day of work, I don't want to quit. So anyways, she was like, it would just rub some aloe on your arms and you go back. And sure enough, I went back. And 18 years later, I'm still there. I don't regret it. I wasn't used to working in the sun for that long. If money was no object, how would you spend your day? How would I spend my life, you mean? If money was no object, me and Neva would tour the world. I want to go see Canada. I want to see Mexico. I want to go overseas. I actually want to go to Jamaica. I also want to go to Spain, Japan, Germany, maybe not China, maybe not Russia. But I definitely would like to see Egypt, even though it would be hot and very unwelcoming. Because, I mean, sand. I don't like sand, in case you didn't know. And Hawaii, I could take it or leave it. I don't really do well with humid environments. Alaska, maybe. I could deal with cold. I mean, you know, I have enough layers. If you become the ruler of your country, what is the first law you would pass? I haven't put any thought into this one because I'm not into politics, but I mean, there's some things that cross your mind. Like, sometimes you're just like, I wish that, you know, we could do something about all these abandoned buildings that are in the neighborhood, maybe repurpose them into some low-cost, low-rent apartments for people who need them, you know, or something like that. And it seems like it's just a waste of space. Like, there's so many, like, I'm glad we're fixing roads with our weed money, but if we could redirect some of that weed fundage to getting people a place to live, that'd be nice. That would be very nice. There are other things I would do in terms of criminal law, you know, specifically with people hurting kids and stuff, but I'm not getting into that. So, number 16, name something that you are proud of. I am very proud of a lot of things. I'm very proud that Neva found me and fell in love with me. I'm proud that I have decided to move out. I'm proud of that I, you know, decided that I was going to go ahead and make music on my own without anyone telling me, hey, you need a professional studio. I'm proud that I wrote my own books and decided to go ahead and do audio versions of them. I'm proud that I'm a homeowner, and I'm proud that I have a family, you know, my own actual family, and that's cool. That's something to be very proud of, you know. I haven't been in jail, so I'm very proud of that. So that's something I'm very proud of. And that's it. That is all we've got for today in terms of the questions. Thank you so much for joining me. I haven't posted in a while. I'm very terrible at updating people because I get complacent or I've been busy. It's been a very crazy year too. So a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do this year didn't get done. I wanted to do more music videos for KBX. Didn't get done. Not yet anyways. I have been writing a lot. And I'm doing the audiobook thing, which I'm going to probably work on chapter 4 today of Torment. Look for that. I'm also going to be doing some audiobook stuff for Misanthropy because that so far has been my best-selling book and has gotten glowing reviews, and I'm just pretty excited about that. That's probably another thing I'm proud of. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Stay awesome. Love you. Bye. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I haven't thought of anybody to tag, but if you're watching this and you haven't done it yet, you're it. I'm tagging you. Sasha agrees. Okay, bye.